This is the disclaimer for the video you're about to watch, as well as all videos belonging to the Lynn Wick channel on all platforms on which we operate this channel. No part of this publication, which includes this YouTube video, may be reproduced, stored in a retrievable system, or transmitted in any form or by any means except as permitted by the United States Copyright Act without the prior express written consent of the broadcaster, Lynn Wick. While we use our best efforts to prepare content for this site, we make no representation or warranties with respect to the accuracy or completeness of the content of the videos, including any content, links, or resources shared by third parties. Furthermore, all parties specifically disclaim any express or implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. The advice and strategies contained herein may not be suitable for your situation. No legal advice or financial advice is being given herein, as we are not attorneys or financial advisors. You should consult with a professional where appropriate. No liability or damages shall take place because of this content. Furthermore, your use of this site and watching these videos confirms your agreement that the state of Ohio law applies to all disputes relating to this site, videos, and venue. For all claims and disputes relating to this site and videos shall be in the state of Ohio.
This quote, it states, who you are is God's gift to you, but who you become is your gift back to God. Who you are is God's gift to you. The only way you are where you are is because of the grace of God. The only reason you're in the position that you're in is because of the grace of God. The only reason you have what you have is because of the grace and mercy of a loving Father. The only reason you have clothes on your back is because of God's infinite grace and mercy. But what you do from this point is your gift back to God. God has given you all that you have need of to make good with the things that He's blessed you with. Now let's turn our lives back into gifts back to God so that we could be living, walking, moving, breathing testimonies of God's faithfulness in and over our lives.
Nothing makes sense. And your only job in those moments is to be still. Not because you're weak, but because you're being trained on how to be patient, on how to be disciplined, on how to learn to trust. See, when you stop forcing outcomes, when you stop needing to fix or explain or control everything, that's when things start to shift. You don't grow by forcing everything. You grow by surrendering, by being quiet enough to hear the lesson. So if life feels heavy right now, if you're in a season that's confusing or frustrating, don't fight it. Don't force it. Just be still and be grounded, because the lesson's coming for you. It always does.
God will keep pulling you back to your purpose, even when you try to run from it. You ever notice how the same messages keep showing up in your life? The same signs, the same lessons, the same feeling in your chest that says, this isn't where you're meant to stay. That's not coincidence. That's God's reminding you. When you ignore your purpose, life becomes heavy. Door closes, people fall away. Everything that's meant for you starts breaking down because God is clearing the path you're scared to walk. And when you finally surrender, you feel this quiet strength inside you. This voice that says, I'm with you. I've always been with you. Move, trust, rise. That is the purpose speaking through your spirit. God doesn't give up on you. Even when you lose yourself, even when you doubt your worth, even when you think you're too late, He keeps whispering, come back. I designed you more. So if you keep getting the same sign, if the same messages keep reaching you, that is God guiding you to the life that you're meant to live. Your purpose is not hiding. It's been calling your name over and over, hoping this time you finally answer.
Will make a way for you, and you don't need to understand how it will happen. You just need to trust in your heart that it will. That's what faith is all about. And faith not only moves mountains, but the entire universe. Keep showing up and taking it one day at a time. That's all you need to do. Remember to surrender and take it one day at a time. You are in the middle of one of the greatest blessings of your life. So keep believing, because all things are possible for one who believes.
Carrying miles of memories, heavy as a mountain stone. Tried to fix the broken pieces in a world I don't control. But when the weight starts pulling at me and I don't know where I stand, I feel a whisper through the stillness, child, just lay it in my hands. So I'm letting go of every burden, every fear I tried to hide. I'm giving up the fight I'm losing, letting God be my guide. I don't have to know the answers or the map to where I'm going. Peace is waiting when I surrender, and I finally feel Him showing. If it's too heavy for my heart, I'll lay it in His hands. There've been nights I called for mercy, tears I couldn't hold, and days I walked through shadows, feeling tired, weak, and old. But even in my darkest valley, He stayed closer than a friend. He took the pieces of my story and promised the beauty in the end. So I'm letting go of every burden, every fear I tried to hide. I'm giving up the fight I'm losing, letting God be my guide. I don't have to know the answer answers or the map to where I'm going. Peace is waiting when I surrender, and I finally feel him showing. If it's too heavy for my heart, I'll lay it in his hands. I'm tired of fighting battles I was never meant to win. So I'm kneeling by the waters and starting over again. I hear him in the stillness, a voice that understands, telling me there's healing when I lay it in his hands. So I'm letting go of every burden, every fear I tried to hide. I'm giving up the fight I'm losing, letting God be my guide. I don't have to know the reasons or the storms he carries me through. All I know is when I trust him, he makes every valley new. If it's too heavy for my heart, I'll lay it in his hands. I'll lay it in his hands, right where peace begins.
Good morning, Grand Rising family. Wow, it's been a while. I had to do a little bit late. We have storms coming in, and I had some flickering going on, and I said, "Oh, maybe I better put it for 8:45." So I did. So I've been sitting here watching it. Now it's kind of died down, but when I look back to the east, it looks like it's headed back over here. So we do have warnings going out. So if we flicker off, don't worry about it. The flicker should keep us on. If we happen to go off, that means the power went down. And right now it's kind of calm. So we're going to try to get through this because there's a lot of things I have to tell you today that you're going to be so surprised yet, but yet you're going to question. And I don't want a whole lot of questions this morning. It's very simple, but one thing I do want to say, who's ever been praying for me, I ask it to continue. I have many things going on in my life that I am struggling with. And they're so overwhelming that I can't seem to make it understandable to myself. It's just strange that I come to you and ask you for prayer, but God says go to everyone who will listen. But I do need prayers. Not for, health always, but decisions, for anxieties, for things that have gotten stressful. And I feel like it's overwhelming. And I'm thankful for the distractions. Because the distractions is what gets me information. Because it makes me focus more on what's going on in the world than it does what I'm trying to figure out. So I know you think it's strange when I say pray for distractions. Because if any of you have worry or decisions, pray for distraction. Get away from what we're trying to figure out and let God make his way. And many of you are. And I pray for each and every one of you. And that's for everything. You know, people think that everything is going on the way it is, and it isn't. Good things are coming. The media is out there putting it all out there again. Your podcasters are. But I did find something that someone sent me that said someone was telling something. So I'm going to go through that with you. And it's very positive. But guys, pray for each other. Because you don't know who's going through what. I'm always praying for you. I know most of you know that we have prayer warriors. There's over 1,000 of them that they pray for everyone in this chat. And for those that are missed, I add them on. And for those that are new, I add them on. And every day we sit quietly. Sometimes we do a Zoom call and we get on there and we start praying from everyone's list. And yes, it takes a couple hours, but we do it. So they asked me to say, pray for each other because their lists are getting very long. And the time for them is a maximum of 2 hours. And we don't get finished. So I said, we will pray for each other. No matter what, we will pray for each other. So on that note, let's move forward. Well, how was your weekend? We had one great day that we actually got in the yard and we got some things done. You know, when all that rain came, we weren't able to do anything. And we thought, wow, it's really going to be terrible out there. No, actually, everything is blooming. So we decided to go ahead and just cut down and take some trees out. Well, you know, the bushy trees, the type of trees that you cut, you know. And then we took and prepped up, and Ghost went along the line and trimmed up all the bushes. And so we were able to get some things done. We're not quite finished, but some things have to be just ripped out. And then you got to be careful because you don't know how, as Ghost said, you don't know how long those roots are. So we have to be careful with that. So we're trying to find someone that could come, maybe just take them out. I mean, we don't know yet how we're going to do it. But we were glad that we had a Sunday, and the weekend was good. I mean, Sunday was calming. I felt it was calming. Saturday, we had a lot of running around to do. And I don't know, people just seem like they don't care anymore. But you know what? I just said, forget this. I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm just going to stop. It's just, you got to stop. But we do have good things this morning. But I do want to say one thing. I know you guys don't know this. But years ago, well, back in, I think it was 2011, we were doing a bike show. Motorcycle. Harleys. Whatever wanted to come to the show. And I happened to fall. And it wasn't good. I had flip-flops on, and I just told one of the band members, I said, hide those cords so nobody can fall. He said, I did. So I went across the parking lot, and I was getting ready to get everything together for the show to begin. And as I was walking back, I didn't pay attention. I figured he did it. Why worry about it? So as I was walking across, my flip-flop got stuck in one of the cords. And I started dancing to try to get it out of my foot. Well, I couldn't do it. And I lost my balance. And when I did, my face on the left side went down and it hit the concrete twice. So, that being said, yep, I didn't know where I was at. Wasn't knocked unconscious, but I was sick to my stomach. I was throwing up. And I had got into the hospital. They did all kinds of tests and everything. And they found that I had a crack on the side of my face from the very beginning of your bone above your cheek all the way down to my end of my jawbone. Well, I went and I talked to many doctors, and they said the surgery would leave you with no bone. We can't put anything there because of where the two are placing. They could do one part, but they can't do the other. So I didn't ever get it fixed because if they couldn't really fix it, then why pay that kind of money? And I've gone well. Well, if you ever watch my mouth, the left side of it sometimes, it droops, which causes me not to be able to pronounce words or be able to sing or just things. I have taken so many falls in my life. It's not from stupidity. It's just falls. You know how you just fall? I mean, I was walking one day and I felt like someone pushed me and I fell, hit my head, and it did a little bit more damage, but okay, here we go. So, in life, things happen. Like when you're in school, you've got damage from school. Whether you want to admit it or not, you've got damage. If you fell in school and you go, oh, it was nothing. Oh, it was something, because everything is something. You see, when you fall, when you're younger, you don't notice it. But as you age, and most of you probably know this, as you're aging, you begin to feel those falls. And now I'm finding that I'm not pronouncing words correctly, or I can't pronounce it. And that's because of the side of my face. And I'm noticing that my lip is not wanting to come up more as it was. So I didn't think anything of it, but somebody reminded me of it. And I want to thank that person. That person sent me an email saying something really bad and saying, you can't even pronounce words. You're such an idiot. Well, thank you. I appreciate that you brought that to my attention. I thought everybody knew that I had fallen. I guess you didn't. And that's my apologies. And if I am pronouncing the words wrong, that's my apology to you. And I don't need to get an email about what my speech does or how I dress or what I look like or anything. I know that I'm okay, and you get the point, and that's all it takes. It doesn't take to put me down. It doesn't take to call me a liar. It doesn't take to call me names. It just takes me to be here. That's all. And if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I got a little bitty screen that doesn't help me either. So, taking all those factors, I think I do quite well. And if I'm not, I apologize again. It doesn't pull me down. I could have just give up my hands and not do anything of embarrassment. But I don't do that. I strive on. And am I going to get it fixed? No. I've had it. Why get it fixed? There's nothing that changed now from then. It's just aging. It's going to get worse. And they already told me that. Well, maybe it's more noticeable, and I didn't notice it, and that I apologize for. But could you please just look over it if I mispronounce a word? And I'm not stupid. I'm not an F person. That was uncalled for. But that's okay. Again, I thank him. And yes, he's listening. And I really don't need to apologize to him. I want to thank him. Because God says, thank your enemies. So I am. Let's move forward this morning. Let's stop the chat and let's go to prayer. Father, we come to you this morning. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for hearing each and every one of our prayers, that you're with us 24/7, that no matter what goes on in this world, it's not what it seems to be. And those who keep on bashing, let them stand. Let them look, not at me, but the world. And I thank you for this family, for they're beautiful, they're wonderful. And no matter how much they get upset, they're still here because they want you to be with them. They want to know what's happening. And sometimes you give the truth to where I can share it. And other times I get it from another one that is telling me the truth. Father, we're here as a family to pray to you, and that you answer our prayers, which you do. We may not get them today or tomorrow, but the prayers are answered. Maybe not in the way we thought they were coming, but they came. We ask that you watch over us as we go through this morning, as there is some glory. There's beautiful things happening and that are beginning to happen. And the truth shall set them free. Guide us and give us the strength, as we all need it. And this we pray this morning. Let our prayer warriors be able to pray as much as they can for those that are coming to them and asking. And as we send them over, may you answer each and every one. And this we ask in your name. And we all said, amen. All right, you guys want to do let's pass the meet and greet this morning. We'll do one on Thursday. There's things I want to go through, and I see it getting darker there. I don't want to go flash off. I want to get things done today because I want you to see this. I want you to hear it. So let's move forward. And hello and good morning and grand rising to everyone, whether you heard me already or not. But we're going to move forward because I want to get into this. Number one, you're going to hear something today that I'm going to tell you. And evidently, this person, after I found out, went on to a podcast and kind of spoke about it and said it was in their opinion. Well, I guess their opinion must have been correct. So we're going to go over this. I got this information from someone that I know who knows someone in somewhere where I can't tell you. And I've told you that before. But this person finally popped up and said, hey, I got to share something with you. And then they got on with another person and shared the information. So I was able to write it down. And that's what I did. And then I guess, I don't know if they know that person too, or I don't know. Doesn't matter, but we got it. Okay. It's not exactly the way, I don't think they said it. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to share it. And it's really good. So we're going to share it. And no, we're not waiting until anything happens till July 4th. No, we're getting it. So don't worry about it. We're going to go forward. All right. So this morning, I have everything I want to share with you, but it's all going to basically be TikTok, Instagram. I have one thing I think on, wait a minute, let me see here. I had a blip when the wind was high. I don't know if it took one thing out. Yeah, I still got it. Okay, so we've got Instagram, TikTok, and X that we're going to show today. Now, Remember, research has been done on all of these, and I know who's telling the truth and who isn't. And there's another video I have that's going to tell you the same thing. So pay attention, because this isn't going to be all together. This is individual, because it's important that you understand certain things. And not everyone is talking about it, but they should be. And when I don't need all the talking about it, they are. So you can't win sometimes. But we're going to get started. Now, there's one video I have you guys might have seen, but the reason why they're bringing it back, I'm not going to show that yet, but they're bringing them back. And there's a reason for it. Okay, let me share this one with you.
The financial reset is accelerating, and the election fraud is being methodically unraveled. So why do so many in MAGA feel defeated? Because they are following people who need them to be in a state of perpetual outrage and fear. Outrage pays. Peace apparently doesn't. How to know who to follow? Ask yourself 3 questions about every source you consume, including mine. Do they offer solutions or just problems? The true voice of the movement gives you a roadmap, not just a reason to be angry. Do they build or do they burn? Some accounts exist to tear down everything, including the people doing the actual work. This is not patriotism. This is sabotage. Do they have skin in the game? And the rest will be shown.
Okay, if you recall a couple weeks ago or longer, I said there are some people out there that aren't the ones you should be listening to. Finally, somebody came out and said you shouldn't be doing that. Are we going to tell the names? No. By this time, you should know who you should be and shouldn't be. Even though they sound, ooh, wonderful. Are they showing you, like you said, do you see the proof? Are they showing you where they're getting it? Are they not? Are they just talking to you and saying, this is what's happening? Or are you going to reputable places? And this is why I'm getting these emails, because they don't understand where to go. I even received emails that you shouldn't be there. If you don't know this by now, you need to take a check on yourself. And I've told this before. It's no longer discernment. It's in your face. And if you don't see that, where are you going? So 1, make sure you're finding the right people. And maybe you feel I'm not the right person. That's okay. I want you to go to the right people. I don't want to be the ones that doesn't show or doesn't give you the truth. I'm trying to seek the truth myself. But here's a clue. And I think I said this before. When you see a podcast and the podcaster keeps having the same people on over and over and over, maybe when numbers are so high, Discover. I'm trying to find out where this is. I got this put somewhere just a few minutes ago. Okay, I'm going to play this for you. This doesn't have anything to do with that. We're going to switch it around here. This was on April 13th.
This morning of $2.3 trillion.
Listen to this.
Elon wants to raise it by $1 trillion, but already the 10 richest Americans have 2.3 trillion of wealth. That's a lot for 10 people, 10 individuals. That's not 10 companies. That's not 10 clans. That's 10 people. But they also happen to own a lot more. They own the White House. They installed the vice president. They determine US government policy. They will own the cryptocurrencies, which will become our main currencies. They own all of the big platforms on which we communicate. They own YouTube, of course, which is the channel where I'm able to say sometimes things that are not in the US government's liking, but I don't know for how long. They own my email address. They have a network.
Okay, so did you hear who he was talking about that owns everything? You thought it was BlackRock. You thought it was Vanguard. You thought it was all these places that own this. And guess who owns it? Google. Google owns everything. Did you know that? As soon as he started, I knew he was going to say it was going to be Google. I knew it because if you look at Google, they have purchased so many things in the last 15 years and they are still buying. So guess what? We're owned by Google. You think they might take Google out? 10 richest men. Who do you think is the 10 richest men? Yeah, who did they work for? Or did they work for anyone? Think about it. Now, I'm all over the place right now because I want you to hear things. You remember, it takes me hours to find somebody who's telling the truth because I already know it. So you may not. So she did this morning. She posted it this morning, but she did it last night. And I had to laugh. I just had to laugh.
Told you guys last week about how they had found the credit cards that the government officials had been using for vacations, casinos, nightclubs, gambling, stuff like that. So Trump had shut those credit cards off, and a federal judge ruled that he had to turn those cards back on. He couldn't shut them off. So he turns their credit cards back on, and they now have a spending limit of $1. He set them for $1. That is freaking hilarious. Looks like taxpayers are done paying for lunches, casinos, and nightclubs, and prostitutes. That is freaking hilarious, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. I just cannot believe that they expect the taxpayers to foot the bill for all that stuff.
And that's
It's
the truth.
insane.
It
It is
is
literally insane. And I know there's going to be people in my comments defending that just because it's President Trump who is doing something about it. It's actually hilarious.
I love that sense of humor. So he turns them back on and gives them $1. Even though we know they're not there. But and you know what? She did have people. If you went back into her comments, they were like saying, "Oh, this is good. This is good." Then you find several of them, and there was like, "Oh, that ain't right." That was so funny. It took me off guard when she was telling me about it. All right. This is off. This is a little bit off, but I want you guys to listen.
Straight. China said, "You're not stopping my freight from coming through the Strait of Hormuz." And then Russia also said they're going to escort their oil through that strait as well. And the other countries said they're not helping 47 with its blockade. So all that means is if he decides to force those countries to impose his will on the strait, that's World War III. Because imagine the United States blowing up a Russian or a Chinese oil liner. Those are world powers. They're not third world countries. So we'll see what happens. I'm out.
Can you guys hear that? Wow. Okay, I told you before they were planning a World War III. Then I had several people that was in the know that said no, that wasn't going to happen. Do I think that's going to happen? No. One, if they did, that would take us to Bolivia. And we have the mighty power than any of them do. And they all want to say, oh, no, China, man, they could take us out. Are you kidding me? Do you know the truth about what's really happening over in Iran? First, Trump says ceasefire. They stop for 3 days and then they start back up again. Well, you can't buy a piece of gum with that. No, you can't. You know, the main reason that they went over to Iran was to take out the oil tankers. Then they have other things, just like we do, that they're taking out. You got to remember, they're with us, not against us. And we're not, I mean, come on. We have never. I don't put it that way. They're over there taking out so many things. You should know that by now, right? I certainly hope so. See, this is what's the problem is when I've got to work around the workers outside, that I'm only here 2 days so that I can stay on top of this with you. But I hope that you guys are listening to the truth somewhere. Because I get so many emails that people are saying, why are they back at war? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Please, come on. This has been done. It's just taking out things that's already been done. And it has been done. But did they just do it? Yes, they did. But right now it's done. But they're still talking about it because it's a distraction. That's all that's about. And I told you what the distraction is for. Okay, so here's Trump. It's coming up. Majid put this out. Trump's announcement says Iran's navy is laying at the bottom of the sea, completely liberated. 158 ships. What we have not hit here are some small number. I'm sorry. What we have not hit are their small number of what they call fast attack ships, because we did not consider them much of a threat. Warning, if any of these ships come anywhere near close to our blockade, they will be immediately eliminated. Okay, so you got blockade in big and bold, and then you have eliminated in big and bold. Then you have stopped in big and bold. Then President Trump, capital P, D, J, T, caps. Okay, now that's fine down here. But don't get this mixed up when you see these and these. So let's read that again. Warning, if any of these ships come anywhere close to our blockade. What's a blockade? You know what it is. What's a blockade? They will immediately be eliminated. Why is eliminated highlighted? Do you really think Trump would kill people for something that isn't really happening? Do you really think that? But see, the world would. And that's what this is. You know, if I could, they don't do it anymore. When they changed, I don't know. But I can't get the comments down there. But if you'd have seen the comments, I was like, what? And I even posted on it. I said, wake up, people. This is not happening. And I explained the whole thing in detail. And everybody agreed with me. They said, that makes sense. They're still sleeping. They admitted it. That makes sense. Okay. At least I reached out and I gave them the truth. Of course, some of them didn't like it. They said, oh, that's not true. He wouldn't do that. He's not. He would tear them apart. I'm like, come on now. But yeah, I reached out to them. You had some that knew and some that said thank you and some that said, oh, that's not true. You got people on every platform that just doesn't get it. Why are you going around and being on a platform and you don't know this? This has been going on. So why don't you know this? I mean, X, yeah, they give out truth, but that too, you got to be careful with. But, you know, I had to laugh at them. How many people does it take to understand everything that's happening isn't happening? I mean, okay. By now, you should know what all caps mean, not being that it's a stolen identity, but all caps is a different story. It's not telling you the correct story. He would never eliminate anyone. And he's telling you that. It's not going to happen. This is all, no, people, it's not happening. And over on X, I'm telling you, they were just like, oh, you go for him. You take him out. You do this. You do that. I just jumped right in. But I went on my own and I did it under my name. And I just went right in and said, stop this. And then I started telling him, this is what it means. This is what it does and everything. And I had several say, oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I believe that. Then other ones just wanted to bombard the heck out of it. And I just left it there. And then someone said, you want me to take that down. And I says, why? I said, it's the truth. Yeah, but that's not the truth they want right now. Well, that's too bad. But they made me take it down. Yeah. See, that's why I never commented before, because every time I did, they would take me down. But this time I got so mad that I just didn't care. And I just went up and I said what I said. You know, you're typing it and you post it up there. And I mean, I had some great things and I wanted to show it. And see, they don't want some of this truth to come out, even to those that know. I mean, come on. But see, that's what you got to deal with. And this is why it's so confusing who you should be listening to and who you shouldn't. And I said, this is why you should stop saying this. This is why you should start telling the truth. I mean, there is truth coming out, but it's so slowly coming out. And so many of the podcasters, they don't know the truth. They're just getting whatever they feel is their source, or they're saying my gut feeling or whatever. Find the truth. It's out there. And he's telling you the truth. And if you see things in big caps, read the whole thing before you judge what you want to say. Okay, let's listen to Derek Johnson with his little gap here. Some of you may have seen this. Some of you may not, because I was off for 4 days, but this was done 2 days ago.
Has to engage people. He has to be a little controversial to keep people engaged. And then he has to look like what?
Hold on a minute.
He's going to lose.
I'm going to pull this backwards.
So President Trump has to engage people.
There we go.
He has to be a little controversial to keep people engaged. And then he has to look like what? He's going to lose, right? That's kind of his whole mojo, is he looks like he's faltering and people are jumping ship. And then that's setting the stage. And where we are with Iran and Israel, those are your two biggest players on the chessboard. China's not that. You know, you've heard people try to start that. President Trump talks about President Xi, and Russia's not that. Russia's nowhere. The soccer ball proved that. So there's no other chessboard piece that's bigger than Iran and Israel. So this is setting that stage to get to July 4th, which he gave a marker, July the 4th. So, you know, of course, I think you can still see some fun stuff because his 80th birthday is in June.
So you really see this rounding out by July 4th, like people are going to know on a grand scale that something big is happening?
Well, you kind of have to, and that's what every colonel, I'm going by all my colleagues too that are way up. I'm also going by things in secrecy, good secrecy, that I can't obviously talk about. People who are in higher up secret military. I'm going by that just because one reason. You know, look at our ages. We may live to be and see 275, but majority of us will not be around for 300, right? So 250, where we are right now in the world, 250 is a big deal for a constitutional republic to make it to. All right. And, you know, in the way we view it in the military, et cetera, because we've already had our 250th with the Army, you know, and of course the Marine Corps, the Navy. So, that's a big deal. So the United States of America, the land that we guard and protect, that's even a bigger deal. So when you look at the operation, how long it's been, look at the fatigue that's set in with certain people. July the 4th, 250. If you go past that and you have too much calamity after that, and too much strife, and too much what people out there think is division, then it's going to water down to 250. Right? Gotcha. It won't be as significant. And that's not the end goal. It's not the end goal. The end goal is to have everybody going, hey, don't you really want peace? Don't you really want to walk in your house or out your house or go down the street and just, not have to worry about what someone's thinking about you or anything? Where it's a true unification. So President Trump has to engage people. He has to be a little controversial.
Okay, so what Derek is trying to announce to you in his own way, yeah, we're getting it hard, and I saw one hit the ground ghost. Anyway, so Derek is telling you the celebration July 4th for the 250-year celebration. That is when, so remember, we still have things before the 250 celebration. But the main thing, the 250 celebration, is about the United States, about the people, about the Constitution. But it also is he's going to tell you about the people are owed wealth. If we go past 250, and he talked about ages, right? If you go back 250, how many you think are going to survive to the next one? The seniors. We're seniors. Do you really think we're going to live that long? No. I don't care how many med beds are here. If he doesn't bring them out and everybody gets through them, you're not going to make it to see the next one. And we're getting ready. What day are we on? We're in the middle of July, 2 weeks before May. And they still haven't brought them out. Oh, they're around, but they're not going to give them to us yet. What, David? Lynn, we are getting thunder and lightning. Are you getting it there? Oh, yeah. I'm getting it really bad. That's why I'm watching. The light was flickering, and I thought, uh-oh. What, Tina? We are returning to the Republic. Someone needs to tell people. Honey, I did tell people over and over and over. I gave the executive order. I've given everything I can to get people to wake up to where we are, who we are, where we're going, what we're going to do, the celebrations. I already told you, 4th of July is when you're going to get the wealth announcement. Now, they are going to be giving out a stimulus check. They're not stimulus checks. But because nothing has been said until July 4th, people need their money. They need some partial part of their money. So they're going to be giving the money back to the people in the fragments. And I told you this before. They halted because they had misfigured numbers. Like children that were being born before the announcement. Like, now I don't know who did that one. I don't know who discovered this. I don't know how they worked it out. So what they decided to do, that they're going to give out fragments. It's not going to be stimulus, but they're going to say it's stimulus. But it's your money coming back to you. You're not going to have to pay it back. You're not going to have to call it stimulus. But that's how they're going to give it back to you. And there is no age except for the working people. And the birth certificates, I don't know if that's including it, because I don't know which one they're going to do. But on a stimulus check, it does not include age or anything. Whatever numbers in your household, that's what each person's going to get. So if you have a 2-year-old, a 2-month-old, a 90-year-old, and everything in between, that's what they'll get, as long as they're in your household. Makes sense? This isn't COVID. Because some people had to pay back from COVID, and that was wrong. Okay, so let me you're gonna listen to this one. My mic is still open. Is the lightning and thunder too loud for you guys? If it is, I can mute the sound a little bit.
J.D. Vance boarded a plane to Pakistan for peace talks with Iran. Donald Trump posted 4 words on Truth Social: world's most powerful reset. The media ignored it. They had no idea what he meant. Was he talking about Iran? Was it some coded threat? I know what it meant, and by the end of this video, you will too. We've all been flooded with propaganda by Trump's enemies, domestic and foreign. Most people think he's just throwing grenades, tariffs, trade wars, threats of military force with no plan behind any of it. I'm telling you, they're dead wrong. What you're watching is a deliberate strategic reset of the entire world order. Not the great reset that King Charles, Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, and Joe Biden announced during COVID. They told you energy had to be rationed and world government imposed, or we would all die from the climate apocalypse or the next pandemic. Trump's reset goes entirely in the opposite direction. I'm Barbara Boyd, and I've tracked the imperial great game for decades. I've lived through managed decline. I've studied the American system of economics, which Trump has resurrected. And I know it will produce a new and completely different world. Here's what I'm covering today. First, what was the Great Reset before Trump? Next, what is the world's most powerful reset? And finally, how does Artemis II fit into all of this? Let's dig in. But first, like and share this video now. It increases our reach on YouTube and tells YouTube to increase our audience. Let's start with the old Great Reset, because you need to understand what Trump is dismantling before you can understand what he's building. The World Economic Forum's Great Reset wasn't a conspiracy theory. Klaus Schwab said it out loud in public in June of 2020. COVID, he declared, was a narrow window of opportunity to remake capitalism.
For the post-corona era, we have a choice.
Friday.
Oops. Okay, so I want you guys to go to YouTube and go to breaking. Hold on a minute. It's breaking. It's called Breaking Signal. She will explain everything that you can share to anybody you want to share to. She is absolutely spot on every single thing she's talking about. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the video. It was too long. It's a long video, but I listened to it and she is dynamite. I am going to listen to her, and I did put that I'm going to follow her. She explains things and she will repeat it so you get it even better. I don't know if you listen to her. I grabbed the clip because and then I went over and I listened. Oh, just loved her. Just loved her. And I don't even know who she is, but I love her. We all love everybody, don't we? Did you guys ever listen to her? You listen to her this Sunday? I like her, Gordy. I like her. So, guys, make sure you listen to her if you like somebody like that. She is powerful, and she's going to let the truth come out. And I don't know how she's protected, especially being on YouTube, but yes, I do. So I'm not that high of authority that I can be that way, but she is. So listen, enjoy, sit back. You may not agree, but it is the truth. Okay? And truth shall set you free. Oh, she's good. Wait a minute, I could get this. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got to find out where I put that one. Hold on a minute. Okay, I want you to listen to this video.
Or was never.
Oh, hold on. Hold on a minute. I got to flash this. Something's taking us out. It must be the weather.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Everyone's focused on the missiles, the Strait of Hormuz, the oil price. But nobody's asking the only question that matters. Who actually gets hurt when Iran's oil disappears? Not America, not Europe, China. 80% of Iranian oil goes to Asia. China has been buying millions of barrels from Iran every single month, under the table, around sanctions, through back channels. Iran is China's cheap energy lifeline, and Trump just cut it off. He bombed Karg Island, the one port that handles 90% of Iran's oil exports. He didn't hit it by accident. He hit it because that's the pipe that feeds Beijing. But here's what makes this genius. Before he even touched Iran, he captured Maduro, took Venezuela, secured the largest oil reserves on the planet for the US. So when Iran's oil disappears from the global market, America has the replacement, China doesn't. Think about what that means. China's energy costs just exploded. Their factories, their manufacturing, their entire economic engine runs on cheap oil. And the cheap oil just got cut off. While America is sitting on Venezuela, on domestic production, on the strongest energy position in decades. Iran didn't lose this war. Iran was never the target. Iran was the move you sacrificed to take the queen. This was never a war in the Middle East. This is an energy war against China. And most people won't understand that until it's already over. Wake up.
And there is your truth of what's happening over there. There's more, but that was the main thing they were trying to do. See, there is a relationship between China, United States, Russia, China, United States, and etc. But they're not a United Nations. They're not. There's different parts of the world, but they're all coming together. And they're all going to be on the same, I don't want to say it's the same platform. Well, it is, but it's a different name. But as we are right now, sitting and using the quantum system. They have a system. It's not quantum system, but they each have their own name for that system. Why? Because they don't speak English. So they use the name that they use. So it's quantum, but it's the name what quantum is. So in the upcoming days, if they haven't already started, they're going to be talking about Russia and China. None of that is true what they're going to be saying. It's, again, a distraction, but something does have to be done. Remember, everything is a distraction. The war keeps building, and the reason why. And actually, it's not even war. What did I tell you before? I said, watch. At the end of the war, before they stop talking about it, as they're slowing down, you're going to see what? Liquidity. And what liquidity are we talking about? You're going to see the RV. You're going to see the revaluation. But it's going to be, I think, slightly a change to that. And here's why. Now, this is what I was told, and then I don't know how this other person told it. I don't care, but I'm glad she's getting it out. But someone said she said it was in her opinion or how she felt or something. I don't know. But I listened to it a little bit, but I didn't hear much of I didn't have time. So there's several things that has to happen along with it slowing down. So the reason that it's still going on is because I thought one of the bills were already passed. It's there, but somehow I didn't see that it wasn't passed. Anyway, but we are using it in the background. And everything you're watching with Iran and upcoming anything else that they want to talk about as far as wars and stuff, they all are in this bill. So the Clarity Act, let me explain it to you this way so you can understand it. Here it is. Okay, so has anybody got the Genius Act out yet? Let me see if I can put it up here. Hold on. I went back into my emails and I pulled the Genius Act out. I had this before. So the Genius Act is out. It's the other one. Okay, so let's take a look at the Genius Act again. So the Genius Act, the main goal of the act is to make the U.S. a leader in digital assets while ensuring that stablecoins are safe for consumers and not crash the financial system. Here are the key parts that it does: reserve requirements, regulatory carve-outs. Okay, so basically, it's so that it goes on the blockchain, so all the money laundering and all that doesn't happen with that. That's the clarity. That's the Genius Act. In order for this to happen, you have to have the Clarity Act, which is not out yet, but is running in the background. It will be out. Don't worry about it. It's coming out. Well, let's go back a minute. There's something called the Commission Act. Well, I went and looked for it. That's why I got involved in this. The Commission Act is already done. It's not been shown in the public yet. But this is what it is. They're changing our Constitution because the other one isn't quite right. And it has not been changed in many years, which we know that. It's also for the foreign currencies to accept all countries that is allowing the exchange, which is in the background. So when I said watch the water, I was mistaken. So I just told you a few minutes ago, and I used that terminology, but I never thought that was it. Liquidity is what you get at the RV, or you go to the bank or whatever. It's money, right? And it adds up, right? So if you go in and you ask for 25, then you go in and you ask for 50 and you don't cash them, you have liquidity. So if you want to go in and you want to buy something for $30, you have it. Does that make sense? Okay. So the Clarity Act, watch the water means liquid, which liquid is RV. It's money. So that's why I guess they put out the Commission Act, and that also is running in the background. So when they come forward with all this, that has to go with these rumors of wars and wars in order to be able to release the RV, because these acts go more penetrated than what I have information on. Because again, they're working behind the scenes. We're not supposed to know yet. But she did say the RV would happen. And it is after a war. And then I said, well, wait a minute. I heard that it was near the end of the war. She said, exactly. At the end of the war, and the war will end. So I said, that's the time frame? She says, correct. So see how you have to listen and ask questions, because I wasn't understanding. It happens at the end of the war. Because every other time it's happened through wars. It was distraction for the bad guys, like the government and the wealthy people, so we didn't know about it. So it is still the same that we've been told, but we've got to get those released out. And she said they're coming because this war is going to end. The talk and rumors about the war will end. So she said it is coming, but just for me to keep an eye out so that I can show you. So that I am definitely keeping an eye out. Also, the other thing she said is because of one of the acts, I can't remember. Okay, then she said watch for because of the digital, you can also possibly go digital with your currencies. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but they want to get away from the banks. She says, but that has not quite been clear to her whether or not they are going to do this. But I guess there's a lot of people that's not happy going to banks. So somewhere it sounds to me that they're asking folks, you know, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because that was on Fox 8, which is here. Last week, I had a clip of where they went out, one of the reporters went out and was asking people on the street, do you believe this? And do you believe that? And da, 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 da. And this is one of the things that came up. So I think they're getting their information on how they should actually do everything because they want this calm, peaceful, and let everyone know that it's happening. So, Craig, you better get with these people. Find them on the street. Go street walking. Okay, so then, oh, they said there would be no 800 numbers. We already knew that. She said that someone could possibly announce it, but it wouldn't be President Trump. That was questionable. It could be a press release. It could be on the news because it is open to the public. There is no tiers. It's open to the public. And what you see, and she said it would be on the Forex, but because of the digital, it would be on the IMF, the World Trade, and the Forex, which would be correct because it's open to the public. So she says, you know what? The digitally is going to be the one to really look for the IMF and the World Trade, but also on the World Trade and the IMF, you could see the rates and everything on there. She said, just look and see and watch and see what's going on with them every single day because it's ready to happen. And I said, okay, I'll let them know. She says, look for any time between now and July, but she thinks it's going to be sooner. And I don't know why. That's all she said. She thinks it's going to be sooner. She says the war is already starting to wind down, even if they go with Japan or China and Russia. They're not going to have any wars with either one of them. They have no reason to. But if they have optics that they want to do, they can do them. I think there is something in China they want to do, though. Anyway, and that's basically what we talked about, which was very interesting. I thought that was a great thing. And I do believe that these acts will be done. Well, they are done. That will be put to the forefront and the people will see them. All you have to do is go down to the information, pull it up and read it. I mean, that's simple as that. The Clarity Act, the other acts that are down there, they're not out for the public to see. I think the one is there, but you can't open it. So you're not going to be able to open any of them because they're not ready to be seen. But that's what they're doing. That's what, and everything, as she said, is behind the scenes. It's because they're not ready to know yet. And that's okay. We know what's coming. That's all I ask for is just give us the truth. I want to know the truth. And even if it's not the way that we were told it was, then tell us the way it's supposed to be, which I already said. Watch for the Forex. So see, I wasn't surprised with that one. You don't have to worry because I knew it was going to be all to the public. And there is no 30 days anymore because they have opened it to the public. Trump felt that it wasn't fair. Trump said it wasn't fair to the American people that they did not know about it, that he wanted it opened up to everyone. Now, she said tier 4s and all that was supposed to happen with the 800 numbers, but he said this back in his first term when they had a meeting. He said he didn't want this to happen. He wanted the public to know. Well, then remember, he was not voted into office supposedly. And then Biden didn't say a word about it, didn't want to talk about it, nothing. Remember that? Now Trump is telling them that he wants this out in the public. He wants the public to go because they were treated so unfairly. There's just a lot of things happening that I can't seem to keep up with. But you know what? The people that I talk to, I trust them because everything they said has come true. Trump is a liar and deceiver. William, I think you need to do your research. We're using a name. We're not using that man. Do you understand that? Until you understand what we're doing, you'll always believe that, but that's not the truth. And I know where you're coming with from that, but that's not the truth. All right, so now so you already heard the war was never about Iran. Now, even the girl that I liked the most, I had to send her another message. And because she got married like 2 years ago. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with her. All right, so let me go to this one. Now, remember I told you, they told me before, they still stand by it, that it's not going to be the amount you think it is.
So that's what
but because they're not awake yet,
break any news
it's
right here,
announced
right now.
because the platforms are everywhere.
There you guys have it. James Fishback giving an update on the stimulus.
Talking. Let me redo this for you. I apologize.
And will be revealed in the coming week or so. That's what the optimism stems from. I don't want to break any news right here, right now.
We'd love for you to if you want to.
There you guys have it. James Fishback giving an update on the stimulus refund checks or the Doge dividend checks. This is from The Hill. I'm going to play for you the entire clip so that way you can see it for yourself. But he is saying that in the coming days here, and he doesn't want to give away a big announcement, but Congress is going to be providing something that is going to be pushing this forward, and he is extremely optimistic. So I'm going to share with you the latest news and updates, as I said, as things unfold regarding this potential $5,000 Doge dividend stimulus refund check. They're saying this is going to be the Donald Trump's stimulus plan. I'm going to keep you guys up to date, and this is the latest that you're going to be seeing that has come out just in about the past week or so, as we are hearing him say he doesn't want to give it away. He doesn't want to share a big reveal or do an announcement. And you heard the reporter there saying, you can go ahead if you'd like. We'd love for you to do it on our show. And he said, not yet. But very soon here, you're going to be hearing something from Congress. Man, let me know your thoughts. It looks like this is actually coming to fruition. Now, as we heard, members of Congress are on board to get this written up in the reconciliation bill.
And will be revealed in the...
Okay, so it is coming in to the real... This is what I'm saying right here. This was played 2 weeks ago. Almost the same thing, except he added the two guys on from the News Nation. So let's go back now and let's listen to the girl that I said I'm not going to listen to her right now. Let's see what she says. See, this is how you got to find out who is actually really telling you the truth or who's putting hopium in you. Now, I did ask about this and she said yes. So I know you guys probably won't like it, but that's okay.
By direct deposit, the Treasury Department says you may be one of the 8 million Americans getting it on a debit card mailed out this week. The Economic Impact Payment Card, or EIP card, looks like this. It's a Visa debit card with your stimulus balance loaded onto it. Make sure the back says Meta Bank. Treasury Department says it is a secure card. You can use it just like you would use any other card, or you can simply withdraw the money from an ATM. There are no fees associated as long as you withdraw that money from an in-network ATM. The EIP card will come in the mail in an envelope that looks like this. It will have the Department of Treasury seal right on the front. The card will also come with a letter of instructions for activation. And if you want more information on all the specifics, go to EIPcard.com. Debit card with your stimulus balance loaded onto it. Make sure the back says Meta Bank. Treasury Department says it is a secure card. You can use it just like you would use any other card, or you can simply withdraw the money from an ATM. Give your stimulus payment by
Okay, so what she's saying is that you're going to receive a card. There's some that's already going to get a direct deposit. The other one's going to receive this card in the mail. Right here is the letter, the envelope, which says U.S. Department of Treasury, Bureau of, and P.O. Box. If you do not see this and you feel something else inside there, do not open it. It has to be official. This is official envelope, just like you're getting your state income tax back by check. That is the official, okay? As she said, the card will be loaded with your money, digital. Remember I told you? You really think you're going to get a paper check? It's your money. So it'd be on your card. You can go to the bank. You can take your card off. It has to be your bank. You can take the card. You can take whatever you want off of it. There's no amount. You can keep it in your wallet. You could do whatever you want to do with it. You use it just like cash. Sound familiar? I did ask. What does it sound like to you? Yeah, you have to give a routing number to certain things now where people don't want to take checks anymore. You just give them a routing number because everything's going digitally gradually. So just like when I went into the bank, they asked me, I wanted to send something because I needed something. And all they did was, you don't even have to come to the bank anymore. You could just let us know who you are, give us your name, your social security number, and your ID, or your full name and birth date. Give us your accounting number and we can do it from there. No charge. Wow. See, things change daily. And I'm starting to notice more and more things are going faster. Step out in the world. Like I haven't, right? All right, this is cute. I just got to show this to you. I just thought it was cute. It's just a relaxing moment. It's cute. Let me refresh.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed to. If not for the courage of the fear, just sit right.
Oh, you got it. Things they think of. You know what? I'm glad they have a sense of humor because we all need it. We really do. Okay, so here's another one I'm going to explain to you. It's coming up. Are you guys getting a laugh today? Because I am. I laughed when I saw it the first time. All right, it says energy on the move. This isn't the Strait of Hormuz. This is the Gulf Coast, baby. Tankers from around the world are heading to Texas and Louisiana, drawn by strong supply and competitive pricing. U.S. energy is playing a major role on the global stage. God bless America. Look where they're going. Texas. Look where they're going into. Look. They're coming in from that way. They're coming in from this way and going straight on to where? Where are they going? Can you see it?
Y'all ready for this?
Do you see where it's all going to? You know, the oil was supposed to always be in the United States. You know that, right? Texas. It's going to Texas. They are going to be the wealthiest people ever. Man, buy that oil up, man. I'm telling you what. Wish I had done that years ago. And then Trump does this yesterday. Some didn't like it.
Excuse me. Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning because we're the piggy bank. We're the one that all these countries, including the European Union, wants to rob and takes advantage of. European Union, $200 billion. China, more than $500 billion. Sorry. I was put here by people. I was put here by people to do a great job. And that's what I'm doing. So somebody, excuse me, somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning because we're the piggy bank. We're the one that all these countries, including the European Union, wants to rob and takes advantage of. European Union, $200 billion. China, more than $500 billion. Sorry.
I see what you're saying, Cherry. Okay. Oops, stop sharing here. Did you get what he was actually talking about? We aren't winning. We won. That's what he said. I was chosen. Somebody had to do it. See? I think you're the only ones that actually get what's going on. I mean, it's just like, you know, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to sit and explain everything. So, that being said, you see what's coming across the horizon. With everything that's been told to me, and corrections that's been made and everything, it's not stopped the RV from coming. It's pushing it forward. So as soon as they get this up to the people, which I'm going to be looking for, when the Clarity Act comes out, you know it's time. That's all we need, is that to be public. And the war is winding down. He said, put there by the powerful people. He did. He actually did. He's telling you the truth. That's why I say when I watch through every video, I learn something. But I mean, they get really hard sometimes. Other times he's flat out telling you. And that was a flat out telling you. And you picked that up. It's good. Oh, family, it's been a long day. It's been a long week. Oh, my goodness. You know what? We just want this to go. I know. We just got a little bit longer to go. And I really think the RV is not too far off. I really don't. There's just too much. I don't know why I'm getting phone calls now. Before, they didn't say a word to me. I thought I did something, they got mad. And then now I'm getting, okay, this has changed. This is what's going to be happening. You can still go to a bank. You don't have to worry about it. It still would be digital. I have heard no more about Trump's dollars coming out. The new currency, I haven't heard any more about that yet. I actually forgot to ask. But things are happening, and you see it right in front of you. You know there's nothing going to happen with any of them. Number one, he isn't the rightful president. Number two, we're in control by them. So why would all this happen? We are the ones who can just bomb the heck out of them. But even us, we had to put the bombs away. You know that, right? There is no one with weaponry such as bombs, torpedoes. That's not going to happen. And as I said, the rods of gods will be being used here shortly. There will be things that will hit our ground. It won't be World War III, but people will think that. But it won't be. They're going to be taking out rods of gods, a couple other buildings, and then it's over. Now, they might finish the rest of them after the people know the truth, which I'm sure they would want them out too. But the rods of gods has to be put away. So does, there's two other ones. But they all have to be put away from every country. Whoever has any of them, they have to put them away, which I think they're already put away. We don't need them for war. We need them for taking things out that shouldn't be here. Bye-bye, Statue of Liberty. Buckle up, we're flying. That's right, absolutely. Texas hub. Yes, absolutely. What's that, Kay? I've seen the Statue of Liberty in several things recently. I have too. I absolutely have too. So that's getting ready. So let them come ahead, because it's only going to take a couple days and then it's over. So let them swoop it all out and we're done. And that's a hallelujah moment, right? I think it's been a good morning. You know what? I just wanted to get up here this morning. The rain has stopped. Still dark, but I think the sun is trying to peek through it. But we're not. We got thunderstorms all day today, on and off. Again, we got it for the next 5 days. Again, I don't know what they're trying to do out here in our area. I don't know. I mean, our trees are beautiful. Now, the dead trees, the ones that bloomed last year, they're not growing. So maybe we're not supposed to have them. I don't know. Okay, now let me ask you this. You know, in the Bible, and it's in the original Bible, God created the earth for the people, for his children. And the ark was built, and it did take animals on and so forth. So if they destroyed everything they couldn't take with them, do you think they were black ants and red ants and all those ants and spiders and everything around? Do you think there were skunks? And because God created man built. So yesterday, for the first time, I saw a black ant in about 2 years. And that sucker was huge. And I went over with a piece of paper and I just squished the heck out of it and just tied it in a knot and threw it in the garbage. Do you think crocodiles were around or alligators? Oh, that's not beauty. God didn't want to destroy the earth. He didn't want to destroy man or woman. He created them. Watch what they're going to start taking out next. It might not be next month or next week or whatever, but watch what they're going to start taking out. Oh, they're going to tell great stories on why they have to take them out, and people are going to believe that too. I mean, it's just like you can't give them a break, can you? Just come out and tell them. But no, they're not. They're still going to play that part out. They're going to take them out by something, I don't know, or they're going to destroy them. I think they're going to destroy them by the rain. I do, because I haven't seen other things. So maybe that's why these storms are coming in, because they're bigger. Now, bees and stuff, I think they were out, but they weren't to be around people, because God never created a bumblebee to sting you and you have some kind of a shock to it. But here's one thing that somebody told me, and I thought, well, now that could be true. He did create the bumblebees. He did create the bees to pollinate. But did he create them to sting you and to poison you? So you had to take a shot to be put in your body so you would stop itching and the swelling would go down? Or you would become so allergic to it that your throat would swell up and you would die? No. He wouldn't do that. I think they pollinate in a different way, and they took that all away from them, and they rebuild them. Think about what God said. Read his words. God never wanted us to be damaged. That's why when Adam and Eve did what they didn't eat from an apple. But they were in the garden. But they were surrounded by beauty, and he tells you that. So even though she ate, supposedly, from the old Bible, she ate from the tree, which caused her to do no-nos, God still didn't mean for anything. He told her not to eat it because why? She would be defiant. God wants you to have the best you can have by his creation, not man's. Now, if he puts into man, and it's never going to be evil or bad, but if he puts in man to develop, like say some good clothing, which is cotton or linen, and the old things that we're supposed to have, because there was nothing wrong with them, I believe he would do that to the rightful person that would do the rightful thing. And that person would follow through. I might be wrong, but I believe in what God can do. And I believe and what he says. Anyway, that's what I have for this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure missed you. There's so much happening, I can't even keep up with it. Just trying to listen to Trump is just, rah! But he is beginning to tell you. I mean, right from the very beginning, he gets up there, and if you're listening, you're going to hear it. If you're paying attention to what he's saying. But it's so much easier to hear him. But I mean, when he's up there 5, 6, 7 times, it's just, okay, what? And it's always about something different because he sways off to another thing, and then he goes to this other thing. It's like, Belinda says, I'm in Ohio too, Len. I have noticed a lot of trees are not blooming, and some are already beautiful. I know, aren't they? Absolutely. Well, thank you that you're in Ohio, Belinda. We're in Ohio. God made earthly remedies for us. Yes, he did very much. And man, that's what Vietnam was about. They didn't go over there to kill the people. They went over there. If they got in the way, they killed them all. He didn't care what they were. But they didn't want you to get a grab on a hold of all the remedies. And the main one was marijuana. Marijuana cures, it cures and heals. It does its job that God wanted it to do. It does many things. You can crack open, put on. It doesn't matter. It's many things that you could do with what God gave us. And they took it and destroyed it. They burned it to the ground, and the people along with it, because they knew our army that came over knew about it too. Well, some did, but the government did. And they still sent our children and our families into that war. Vietnam was not a war about money. It was a war about taking out and not knowing anything about what they were doing. God, what a shame. Anyway, anybody have any questions this morning? Man, gone crazy. I agree, Earl. But there's more history to come out. And I said, you know what? Let's just change that history to later and let the people get some help. And I think that's what they've done, because now they moved up the RV and the war, which we didn't think was going to happen. Well, it's not a war, but they did do what I thought wasn't going to happen. Oh, hi, Doodle Mom. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Now, be careful when you get the gummies, because they are processed. If you don't get the pure gummies, and they're very expensive, they're not going to do anything for you. You'll subconsciously think, oh, these are working. No, they're not. It's more poison. Just like Amazon is carrying all these gummies. I wouldn't touch them. Well, I know the sun is shining right now, and it's starting to, I still see clouds, but I don't care. The sun is shining, right? We're not going to give up. We're going to keep it as a beautiful day, right? We're going to keep smiling no matter what happens. Don't give it up. Keep smiling.
Listen. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. You didn't come this far just to fall apart. You've been through the pressure that was shaping who you are. Every loss, every doubt, every time they counted you out. You survived it all. So what you scared of now? Yeah, it's hard, yeah, it burns. Yeah, you got a lot to learn, but the fire inside you, it's your turn. Don't give up, don't back down. This is where you stand. Your talk, but you're stronger right now. Push again, this is not the end. One more step, one more breath, you're about to win. They don't see the nights you were fighting through, all the silent battles that nobody knew. But you kept showing up even when it hurt. That's the kind of strength that the world can break. When you feel like letting go, that's when you need it most. The next step forward, that's your growth. Don't give up, don't back down. This is where you take it now. You've got more deep inside. Let it out right now. Give up, push again. You were built to win. Every fall made you who you've been. This is your comeback. This is your rise. No more waiting, no more disguise. You got power, you got fight. You didn't come this far just to stop tonight. Say it loud, say it clear. I'm still standing, I'm still here. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, give up. Not today, not today, not today. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. You're stronger than the pain. Don't give up, don't back down. It's your moment right now. No more fear, no more doubt. Let your power come out. Rise again, you were born to win. One more step, one more breath. This is where it begins. You made it this far. Finish it. Finish it.
Family, no matter what you're going through, whether it's good times, in between, horrible times, you made it. You got through the worst part of it. Don't think about wanting to give up now. And they are following Kim Clement completely right now. Even though Kim Clement said, look for April 14th. Okay, well, we're looking. Let's see what happens by the end of the day. Family, we love you. We don't want nothing but the best for you. Those that are listening and those to come, that's all we pray for, is that each one of you have a beautiful life, and that whatever you pray for becomes right in front of your face, and that you enjoy what you prayed for, that you're healed by prayers. Remember, Linda, this is really a great life. If you don't weaken. That's right, John. Don't weaken. Don't weaken. If you feel like you're falling apart, just email me, because I know what that feels like. I have decisions to make, and I feel like I'm just trapped, and I don't know what to do, and I'm waiting for an answer. But if you feel that you need, and that you might leave or don't want to be in this anymore, email me. Because now is the time you want to stay. But I get it. Things are really rough right now for everybody. And I know there's a few that makes major decisions and they don't think about the repercussions. So whatever you feel you need, pray about it. Just pray and he will hear you. He knows what you need. It may not be what you want, but he knows what you need. Look around you. He's always been there for you. Family, let's stop the chant and let's go to prayer. Oh, I didn't see anybody ask for prayers. I'm sorry, Krista. Father, we come to you this morning again with smiles on our face, gratitude in our heart, and more love than ever. Father, it's not about the blessings you're about to bestow, but it's about the way we went about it. We may have not liked those long years, but they're here. It's finally going to be over, and relief will come. Father, we know that it will continue to 2027, but that's the cleanup of what's left of the truth not being told, that it will be released in every form, in every way, in every matter, and that we will have a history learning, and that people will have to sit and listen. The truth will come. The truth is dripping, but it's coming faster. We just have to recognize it. But now we know. We know most of the truth. It's not for us, it's for them. But we too will listen, because there are things we do not know. Not even myself. Father, we thank you for giving us this family, allowing us to speak, allowing us to share. We even thank you for the weather, whether it's rain, too much, whether it's definitely a sunny, beautiful day. The weather is changing, and you can see it around you. Last year, I was shocked by when it started in April. This year, things started in March. If that doesn't tell you they're changing it, then you better look again. Change is all around us. Digital, because people didn't know. But we did. We got to jump on it, because we always knew, we believed. We knew you would take us down a path that was only something positive. There's not always things that we like, but there's always a positive outcome. The way we do things. Ugh. But it's a positive outcome. And things will get better and better as time goes by. We just have to keep that in our mind and keep dancing. Because that vibration is a vibration from you. When we feel down, you pick us up. Father, we want to pray for the unspoken prayers and the prayers that I missed today that I did not see. For whatever they need, to give it to them. Whatever they're praying for, hear them. Guide them and direct them. But Krista, we're praying for her for a 24-year-old car. It needs to pass the test so she can drive it. Father, let all these things, these tests, these are so illegal. And they expect people to always be able to pay. They don't care whether we can't pay their utility bill or our insurance, or they just want the money. So this, give her the reason. And she passes the test. We don't care how old it is. Let's just let it happen. We pray for each and every one here. They're beautiful people. And we don't always know what they need. So I'm asking you to give it to them. We pray for the country. We pray for the nation. That I hope too that they come to know that this isn't all truth. For I'm sure some of them over there don't even know it. May someone come and give them the truth. May they ask you to give them the truth. There's only one God. There's no other gods. And may that truth come forward. You created the world. You created each and every one of us. Don't let there be any more division. We thank you for today. The information was great. I was happy when I heard it. Confused sometimes, but happy. But we know the truth is going to be there. All we have to do is listen and go yes or no. And now it's easy to know because there's a lot of people that are saying, I can tell it. And that we're grateful for. Guys, can you hear me now? I'm just now getting back on. I did the prayer. It should be. Can you hear me now? Oh, hold on. Got to turn that down too. I'm just now getting back on. This is crazy. The storm took us out just for a few minutes, but we're back. I said the closing prayer. You guys can come back and listen. I also said a couple things after that. So come back and listen. I'm going to go ahead and get off so it can be pinned up back on there since I got it right now, because it's getting dark back in the other area. So guys, stay out of the storms, but go out and enjoy your day. And you know what? The best thing to do, start your humanitarian projects. Just go help somebody load some groceries or take a walk with them. Take somebody's dog for a walk that they can't get out. I mean, anything. But just do something for them because you would want somebody to do something nice for you. We'll see you back on Thursday. Hopefully we'll have some better news and we'll go from there. God bless you guys. We love you. Bye-bye.